This is the moment that you've all been waiting for. Drum roll, ladies and gentlemen. We've got great news. Great news is back for another amazing episode. That's right. We have your co-hosts here, Candi, Zach, and Melody Rose, coming to you talking about War is Hell and Snomageddon of the Century. All right, join us right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Turn down for what?
What?
This is Melody's favorite song, guys.
Oh,
The worst
yes.
song of all time. I don't
It's
get
a
it.
classic. What are you talking about?
Oh no,
The club goes crazy.
it does.
Every
Turn down for
time.
what?
Have you seen the video to this song?
That's kind of cool, actually. I like that video.
You like the video?
It was directed really well.
It was.
my artful eye looking at that. Sorry.
Okay, well, today's episode of Great News is about War is Hell. And we get to see so many different dynamics and relationships unfold in this episode. So, what did you guys think?
I like this episode. It was interesting. Yeah, no, I really liked it.
Okay.
I didn't like the new character, but I liked his story.
Yeah, we get a new
You know?
character in this show.
Trip.
Who is
Trip.
this new character that you speak
Rip.
of?
Katie has a boot
Katie
thing.
has a boyfriend.
That was a prediction.
You did
Yeah, that was
predict
one of the
that in the
predictions.
last episode, right?
We did. But first, I think you forgot to mention who you were.
Yes.
God, how
We're
can you
just
forget
that
something
excited.
like that?
We told you we had great news. We got Lil Jon playing in the background. Turn down for what? So that's exactly what we're not doing today. We're not turning down. I am Miss Candi Marie, and you can find me on Instagram at Miss Candi Marie and on Twitter at Sweet Candora TV.
Hey guys, I'm Melody, and you can find me at Melody_Rose on Instagram and Twitter.
And hey guys, my name is Zach Silverman. You could find me on Instagram and Twitter at Zach with a CH Silverman 2.
Now, Zach and Melody, who is his boyfriend that you're speaking of?
Trip.
Trip.
She had a secret boyfriend the whole time.
Is that so?
Because he was away on a trip, I think.
And she didn't want mom to find out because
Yeah.
mom tends
Or it was
to.
coming from Sudan, or it was
Yeah.
coming from some far off country or whatnot.
Some
He's a
far-off
photographer.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about his dynamic on today's episode?
Well, we first meet him late at night, which is kind of a funny little joke. Katie, I guess, lives above a Korean restaurant, maybe, or something, or some type of Korean thing, and she had to respond in Korean, like, "Hey, no, this isn't where the Korean backgammon is at. You know, there's no gambling going on here."
So that's like an everyday thing.
I think
She
it's
was
an everyday
ready
thing.
for it.
She was
was
just
ready.
for it. But no, she was like half asleep also, and yeah, here he comes, and then she gets all in this like sexy robe and everything. Yeah.
Ooh.
It was an interesting interaction. I
It
don't
was
know.
super interesting, but unfortunately, she likes this guy, but for some reason she doesn't want Carol to find out. And she does. And the way that she does is kind of creepy.
Right. She what was it that she said?
Well, she was there. They were there, and they were in the in that room,
Yeah.
in the production room.
Because we just see her turn
Oh
around.
my
And
God,
she turns
the
around,
Darth
and she's,
Vader
yeah,
style,
like what was
everything.
that about?
She's like, my mom knows.
Super
no, I
creepy.
don't.
No, I don't.
I almost thought that was like a vision or something, or just
I thought it
something.
was a
I thought it was
dream.
something fake, like a dream. Yeah, where
Right.
she was like, "My worst nightmares are coming true," and it actually was real.
It actually was
It
real.
was really creepy. Actually, I don't know where they were going with that.
And what is that
Is-
about Carol sabotaging all of her relationships? Like she's just
But that's the point of the episode. It really wasn't Carol sabotaging all of her other relationships. We were led to believe that at first, but
but it's really Katie.
it's really Katie.
It's really Katie.
Yeah.
So Trip, this guy is hot. I'm sorry, Zach.
He's-
This
Hey,
guy
I
is
could
hot.
recognize a guy when he looks good. Nothing wrong
No
with that.
hate.
I appreciate a man that is
Right?
confident in his
I am
sexuality.
confident in my own sexuality. That is correct.
So Trip, I think they did a really good job with putting his character together, because I would have thought that they would have put somebody like Greg
Really?
with Katie.
Tiny little British guy?
Tiny little guy. Like that's kind of quirky and kind of weird
The
and
quirky
goofy
aspect,
like
yeah.
her. Yeah.
Trip
So
was kind
Trip,
of like, they started him off to be like the stand-up kind of guy,
Mm-hmm.
like goody two shoes, but he just kind of got douchey as the episode
Yeah,
went
I did
on.
not like
I
him.
did not like him.
I wouldn't have paired him his personality up with Katie's.
No, Katie has an interesting personality. I continue thinking like I could pair her up with somebody, but then she always does something different or something quirky that I'm just like, no, they wouldn't really go together too well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And his flaws, I just.
His flaws. What are
He's
his
like,
flaws?
I don't believe in doctors.
Oh,
Like,
he had those random things.
What?
Yeah, I just go to a little Asian man. He gives me powders. like what?
And he's an atheist. He doesn't believe in God.
but the worst thing, the tattoo.
Oh,
Forever
yeah.
69.
Forever 69. That whole scene when they were all at the newscast.
Awkward.
Well, what was even more awkward was when Chuck was trying to like read from his memoirs, his book, and then he was like, "You guys don't know what it's like in war," and he's like, what was the quote? "Every last guy had my butt." I was just cracking up when he said that. Obviously, he meant it in a different
back.
way, but his back. But there's a lot of play on words in this episode.
Oh my
A lot
gosh.
of funny jokes.
A lot of funny jokes, and I think that's where we get to see the writers from SNL
Yeah.
come in. You know, we're
Stepping up
definitely
their game.
Yeah, they've been stepping it up a lot towards the middle of the season.
Yeah.
So, what were some of the funny moments that you guys enjoyed the most
Ooh.
for this episode?
Oh, Carol. When they're driving, Carol's driving. Trip and Katie. Where were they driving? I don't know where they were driving to, but they're talking about 420. She's like, "Hey, it's 420 somewhere." I'm like, "Carol, how do you know about that?
Carol!
Come on now."
So Carol, it really bothers Katie that Carol is feeling her boyfriend. Like she really thinks she's trolling. She's like, "Oh, does she really like him?"
Doing a reverse psychology
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
Because I don't know about everyone else, but when my mom tends to like my guys, I'm like, ew.
Right.
But let me find a guy that my mom doesn't like.
Oh, well, that's just classic.
Then you love him.
Hello.
She's like,
It's classic. Yeah, it's the bad boy syndrome.
right. You missed
yeah.
your little wink there. That was sexy, Melody. But now we know why they call you Melody Rose.
Oh, yeah.
You sexy thing, you.
Oh gosh.
And speaking of celebrations and things like that, Dave unfortunately didn't have a good birthday celebration.
He had a loaf of bread.
That
That was his birthday celebration with nobody there.
I just feel so bad for his
Right.
character. What's that about? Like they always do Dave wrong. Like,
You know,
he's
we got to
always
get a writer on the
alone.
show and ask them, what's Dave about?
Oh my
Why
gosh.
are they doing that?
We
I'm
gotta get
asking,
Dave
I'm asking
on the
what-
show.
Yeah,
We
let's
gotta
get
get Dave.
like poor Dave.
So poor Dave. We see Trip. Trip's a douche. She's dating Carol. And Chuck is a scaredy cat.
Yes.
Total scaredy cat.
Total scary cat.
He wants
So,
to hang with the big dog.
What's that
but
about?
He just wants to be. I guess Trip being there made him feel like
Inadequate.
Yeah, it made
Yeah.
him want to get back out there and do it again, right?
Yeah.
And speaking of getting back out there and doing it again, we see that Trip has inspired him to get back into the field.
Yes.
So can you imagine Chuck? I'm talking about Chuck here, back in the field.
Of course not. I mean, we got to see some of the footage, I guess, in the 90s they were flashing back to, or whatever. Like, Greg and Horatio were, like, laughing at making... I felt so sad for him, actually. That when he was listening in, they were in his office. Oh, no, we're just looking at porn right now. Which, like, oh, yeah, two guys, great thing to say for your boss. Awesome.
Right.
That's what we do in our spare time.
Right.
No, I felt bad for him, but he stood up for himself. Stood up for himself, and that was good.
He did. But I just feel like he just can't get a break.
No.
Every single episode, we just go on this wild goose chase that Chuck takes us on.
Oh, yeah.
And he's doing it again in this episode. So
He just gets ragged on all the time.
he does.
All
but
the time.
do you blame him for that? Do you think it's his fault? Or
Yeah,
do you
he's
think they need
dated.
to
He
respect
dates
him?
himself.
Yeah.
He dates himself way too much.
He
so.
does. He does. He tries to make himself the king of the castle, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, he's not.
He is not.
Now, speaking of kings and castles, Trip is the king in his relationship with Katie.
Yeah.
But we're starting to see a little friction happen.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on with that?
Carol got into Katie's head. Carol did
Carol
like a
got
double
into
reverse
Katie's head.
psychology.
She did.
She did like a double, there was a reverse. Katie was like recognizing, hey, you're trying to do reverse psychology on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna let you do that. But Carol had the like smartness to do like a double reverse psychology, and then it just gets confusing after. It gets confusing after that. But yeah, she showed there was a lesson in all this.
It was. And
There
what was
was-
the lesson?
I do not know, but I think it was something along the lines of, you know, Katie, you're always the one that's unhappy, and I'm not the one showing you the flaws, but you just can't see the flaws.
Do you think that all of that helicopter parenting is starting to catch up with Katie?
Oh my God, 100%.
It's been caught up. Yeah.
It's been caught up with her,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've found myself getting really annoyed with Katie's character.
We're still annoyed. I think we've
Oh
been
my
annoyed for a
gosh.
while.
Okay, good. I
Wow.
thought I was the only one. I just
No.
really want to say I do not enjoy Katie's character. She's a
Yeah.
great actress, but
Yuck. So
she's funny, but there's just I don't know.
it's like, can
I'm sorry.
anybody take her seriously? And the one person that we thought was taking her seriously was Tripp, until he decided to break up with her.
I mean, she had to go snooping
For good
around.
reason, yeah.
Because mom's got in her head.
Mom's got in her head.
She had her little setup. She knew
Mhm.
everything about him. And when she found out his secret, it was like, oh no, I can't be. But, I mean, his secret. Come on.
Let's
was
talk
it
about these secrets.
His secret is well, for one,
for Carol?
Carol. The secret was his mom is dead, which is like really.
Weird.
I'm sorry. That's
You love
that's
Sad.
really selfish. Like
Yeah,
she's
it
like,
was really
I'll be
selfish."
the only mom in the relationship. Like I'm sorry, what?
Right. That was
That's
so selfish.
rude. Like his mother died.
Right. And speaking of mothers, it was Mother's
It
Day
was Mother's
this past
Day.
Sunday. So
Happy Mother's Day to all
Happy
you out
Mother's
there.
Day to everyone.
Day.
But back to Tripp's dead mother. Sorry.
That was her biggest concern. That was her big like, oh my God, this
She
is
was
what I
so
have on
happy.
him.
So
And
he's
then-
the one because he doesn't have a mother.
Yeah, and then the
Right.
other one was that.
Weirdo.
And then Katie didn't seem to like the fact that he was rich, which I don't know a girl that doesn't really.
Come on. Right.
Oh, you're rich. I can't date you.
And not only that, but like his family started a college.
Which she
well,
got
that she got
rejected
rejected
from.
from. Yeah.
Wow, sorry, Katie. I'm not surprised she got rejected from any college.
Poor Katie.
Poor
Oh,
Katie. And then episode 5,
Yes.
Snomageddon of the century.
Snomageddon.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Wow. It is an episode about everyone getting snowed in New Jersey, and it gets pretty snowy sometimes, let me tell you.
And you're from New Jersey.
I am
so
from New
you would
Jersey, so I could
know.
attest to this. Yes, there's been some quite years. I think 94, 97, there was a huge snowstorm where, I had a few days off of school. So, yeah, when it snows, and it's cold.
It's cold.
It's not fun.
So no light dusting?
No,
Like-
there was no. There was no light dusting in this episode at all.
And speaking of cold, I know that sometimes the cold can cause people to act out in ways in which they don't typically. And I understand that Greg was being extremely rude in this episode. Was it because of the cold?
No, I don't know. Actually, there's a
That-
twist in this episode
Yeah.
that I don't want to talk about just yet. But I think maybe we'll find out later in the
yeah.
season that because he's been acting like
He's moody
he's
in this
total
one.
mood. He's such a jerk, and what's the phrase? Shit rolls downhill or something. I can't remember what the phrase was, but crap rolls downhill. That's the phrase.
That's
okay.
the phrase.
Yeah. And like when he's angry and yells at somebody else, whoever's below that other person's gonna get yelled at, and it just goes down the hill. And
Man.
everyone in the office is just, yeah.
And we don't really see, I think last episode we got to see Greg in a light where he just wanted to be a people pleaser. So it's interesting to see that he was rude this
Total
this
dynamic,
episode.
total switch.
So, I mean, I hear that there's a lot going on with his character in this episode. There's a cat.
Yeah.
There's
What's
a cat,
that about?
so it's very strange. Why don't you take this?
He's well, we have a cat lady and then we have Greg. Well, or so we think.
He's a cat
So, yeah,
man.
he's a cat
He's
man.
mentioned a few
Oh,
things.
he's a cat
not
man.
a scat man, but a cat man. I don't know if you guys got that
But,
reference. Yeah, he like talks about I took a bath with my cat the other night
My cat won't let me sleep with
in my
her.
own bed.
In my
Yeah.
own bed.
Some
So
really
cat
strange
is
things.
really a kitty cat. Is that really a kitty cat? Is that what's going on there?
If you could look at it in that way, sure. In one or two ways, there is a kitty cat on cat, sure.
So in the last episode, Katie is the one that has the boyfriend, which is Tripp.
Yes.
And now Greg has something going on with this cat, and this is really kind of starting to freak me out a little bit because I don't like all these innuendos about him and this kitty cat.
Well-
So what is this leading us to believe?
You wanted the love connections. First of all, let me
I did.
remind you. So we got
My prediction, which was totally wrong. Oh, it was so like literally the last 3
Shut-
seconds I wrote down. I wrote down the last 3 seconds. They're in the elevator, and there's this like really nice moment where you thought he was complimenting her, and the whole premise was a man won't ever really help a woman unless it's for like because he wants sex. And so she's like, hey, you don't want sex from me, like you'll help me out,
And
right?
then it got really awkward, and I didn't like that.
I know everyone
So
they
now
pulled
we're-
out their cell phones, classic like, oh, I don't want to talk to you.
So they're trying to show that they are attracted to each other.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
I thought it was a very nice moment, and then the reveal happens.
What's the reveal?
Greg has Catherine.
Cat, my
Kat
girlfriend.
is the girlfriend.
Cat, my
Yes.
girlfriend.
So why was it that he was trying to keep
Just a
the
play on
secret
words.
from
I don't
everybody?
Think, I don't think it was a secret.
It wasn't a secret,
Because
yeah.
they did other things also, because he's British, so he has like different terminologies. He's like, let's go fisticuffs, which is like like scuffling, I guess, but like who says fisticuffs anymore? I guess it's just that barrier of the great pond between the two of us, England and America, that little terminologies we take for granted, I guess.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So that was a great discovery, and I
It was
still
saddening.
think
I think they should get together.
I feel like we're gonna see that this relationship is gonna work between Greg and Kat, and Katie and Greg just need to just get together and
They
just
do.
have one
But
happy
speaking
family.
of which, we
There's
just
more to
got
this, yeah.
renewed for season 2.
Those
Great
say we
stuff.
did, yeah. Another
Congratulations!
12 episodes, I think that
Yes,
will be, right?
so
Yeah.
we have-
episodes.
So we have a long time to go to see. I think something's
Something
going to
will
happen there,
develop.
definitely.
I hope so.
Oh, this is exciting.
Yes.
And speaking of exciting things coming up in this episode, there were a few more things where there was a few cameos
We got a
that we were
cameo.
excited to see.
Yeah.
I was so excited to see Rachel Dratch. Hey, girl.
Where is she from? For some people who don't know, because I
I
don't
mean,
quite
she's-
watch
Yeah, tell
the
us
TV
about it.
show.
If we watch SNL, she's been in those. She's been in a lot of movies too with Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
so
she's hilarious.
she is,
Okay.
and she did the whole Kelly,
Kelly and something.
Kelly
Turn
and
Up.
Mary wind up.
Wine up.
Mhm.
Turn-
No.
Not turn up. Wine up. There we go.
Right. It's
Yeah.
I guess they're copying
their
was
talk
Kathy
show?
Griffin. The morning news show where they're drinking early in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
a little. Yeah.
But they got
Okay,
wasted on that
They-
show.
yeah.
They're just,
And then
just
did you see at the bottom it said
sloshed.
ISIS is taking over the world,
Oh
and they're
my
just
gosh.
drinking
I
like.
did not see that.
Like,
That's
nothing's
interesting
wrong.
though,
It's
because
we're just drinking casually,
Yes.
they played at that as well, because they had mentioned Katie was like to Portia, you can't say icicle, or you can say
Right,
ISIS,
I remember
a
that.
different word for ISIS, and then
Yeah.
she's like, you can't combine the two and say icicle. It doesn't work like that. Yeah.
So we get that.
Okay, so a lot of really, really good moments, and then also Tracy's back.
She is.
She is back.
Tracy is back.
Good,
back.
good old writer. She has more of a. She has a big cameo
Yeah,
in this.
she does.
Yeah,
So
she does.
She shows a little too.
Really?
She
Does
took
she
off her
really?
shirt. Oh, well,
So yeah, they get stuck there, and Carol finds the wine. So what do we do? Turn up.
I
Turn
know.
up. Turn up for what? Turn down for what?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the whole office was having a big problem of communicating and getting together, and they were at each other's throats. There was a few like pushes actually. Horatio pushed Beth.
Horatio pushed somebody?
Push Beth. He pushed her.
He
I was
pushed Beth?
like, oh wow, they're going there with this.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
But she pushed him back,
She
and
did.
he actually stumbled back. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Go
she
Beth.
She got her own.
Wow, things are getting a little physical here.
They were.
Well, you know what? I feel like whenever there's distension, Carol always finds a way to step in and make things right.
She's
So
the
where was
mom.
Carol when all of this was happening?
Carol
Praying to
was right
God.
there.
she prayed to God, right? That
Yeah.
they would all
She
get
was
closer.
praying.
And he answered her prayers
With
and
a
gave him
snowstorm.
the storm.
Ah,
snowstorm.
so they had no choice but to get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had no choice but to, just to get past all these issues that they were having. And speaking of people getting it right, Chuck has a love interest.
I mean, yeah,
What's
I
that
didn't-
about? That's
I-
weird.
I didn't like that they played on that, the writers.
Yeah, it was a little strange. So first, before we get into that, I gotta say, the costume designers of this episode, I don't have their names, but they did a great job on Katie,
Okay.
and she looked elegant tonight.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
she looked very pretty.
You know what? I
she
have to
had
agree.
she had a green blouse on, I guess you could
It
say.
was-
But
Really?
it complemented her hair, which is very red. And listen, I might not know fashion. I don't know fashion
I
too
mean,
well. Okay,
Zach. All right, Zach.
I'm just saying they might have done this, and she
Right.
really stood out because Chuck, hit on her.
Trying to holler.
Chuck was trying to holler at her. So that's why I said that to begin with. I wasn't just throwing it out
You know what?
there.
I have to say this though,
Yes,
Zach. I
yeah.
think it's really interesting when a man can compliment a woman
Mm-hmm.
because I think sometimes, and you can tell me what you think about this too, Melody. But we as women sometimes we wear things to impress each other,
Right.
but
Guys don't know.
exactly, and they don't notice those things. But when a man sees something and he's like, "Wow, that looks good on you,"
Right. And
that's
it's just
something to
like-
pay attention to, right?
Yeah.
Because usually we dress for each other. If you
Right.
think about it,
Yeah.
because the fashions, guys aren't into our fashions. They don't know what, like, for example, we wear these different things. They're like, what the hell is
Yeah,
that?
I don't even know what
you
you're wearing
know,
is
like,
called. That's a bomber jacket, I think, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that one.
But it's
okay.
only because guys wear bomber jackets
I
too.
would wear a bomber jacket. That's the only reason why I know. Yeah.
But
So good observation, Zach.
Thanks.
Yes.
But-
all right.
I don't know. I just something stood out which was interesting because Chuck obviously saw also, and there was like a little play on trying to hit on her. He dressed up as Michael Bublé. He like posed perfectly.
was waiting for her to come in and started playing
Pose.
Lady in Red.
Oh
Aw.
yeah. He is so dated.
He's so dated, right?
Yes.
I mean, which is why he's trying to get himself a little young.
Pretty young thing.
Pretty young
Pretty
thing.
young
PYT.
thing. Hey,
Yeah.
PYT. You know what? And I think that throughout this entire season, they've done a really, really good job with showing the difference between the baby boomers and what generation is technically Katie's, because they're not millennials.
They are.
'Cause
Well, millennials. No,
Portia's
actually,
the millennial.
millennials are 83. If you're born in 83 and above, you're considered a millennial.
Okay, so technically Katie is a millennial then.
Probably
Katie
a
and
millennial.
Greg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
Probably.
They're
yeah.
like the borderline,
Well-
the XYZ or whatever the generations were
Yeah.
before that. So
Yeah. Well, they're doing a really, really good job showing from like a comedic standpoint,
Yeah.
showing
Yeah.
the difference between the two.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, but I just didn't like that they had to write in Chuck hitting on Katie.
Oh yeah, because it totally didn't land at all. Like there was a point to him hitting on her, and it was because he had some hot young 25-year-old.
At his gym that he
Was it a
wanted to-
gym? But
Yeah.
but
A
no,
smoothie
girl at the gym that he wanted to woo. I think he said,
Yeah.
or like.
He wanted to woo
But
her.
I didn't like it though, because even if Chuck was interested, you're really gonna make this he's important to the show, and you want him to sexually harass
Yeah,
the
oh, yeah,
protagonist of the show.
They
Right.
went.
So
they
it
went
wasn't
in the
gonna
wrong-
work.
That wasn't a good choice.
What was even worse of a choice was Portia and her advice, where
What?
Portia's advice was,
Oh my goodness.
if you turn him down, he's not going to be able to ever look at you in the eye, and that means you'll never work with him again, and you won't get good stories. And then so what she suggested to do was to kiss him.
Okay, you know what? Seriously, we can't take Portia's advice seriously. She
No.
wanted to wear a see-through skirt last week, like that showed her vagina.
We are finding out Portia is a little cuckoo in the
She's
brain.
a little cuckoo.
Why don't you tell about the little plot she has going that references back? Was it the first episode?
man.
The
What-
last episode?
No, she has this like little plot going. Oh, was it in the last episode? She's cheating on her husband
That was last episode.
with her husband, but being somebody different.
Portia is being Morsha.
the twin sister.
And all
with
she
the
does is
freckle.
put on a little
Or
mole
yeah.
and
Sorry, I'm getting episodes confused.
yeah.
But
So-
just goes to my point where she's freaking crazy.
Yeah, she is.
I'm sorry. Like,
Right. But you know what else we can say
What?
is that Nicole Richie definitely has a career ahead of her in comedy.
yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
she is killing this role.
she's got a dry humor to her where she's just so matter of fact, and I believe it. I'm like, okay, I'm
yeah,
laughing.
she's
That was
definitely
funny.
one of my favorites on the show.
Oh
like,
my
Yeah?
goodness!
Yeah.
Like, this show
Okay.
wouldn't be the same without Portia's character.
Right.
Wow.
So-
Wow. Well, Nicole Richie, we definitely want to
Props to
tip
you.
our,
Hey,
tip
maybe
our
we can get
hats
her
to
on.
you. Yes, we would love to have you on the show.
Just to
Oh
do this.
yeah, just to do this all
That's
day
it.
for us,
She was
please.
doing that the episode. She was doing that to Beth Tracy, the creator of the show.
Oh,
just
she was doing
throwing
that to
them
her?
ones.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
And
You know, it's funny. This show hits on points, good and bad. I would say. It's funny how they go and do societal points because Beth, I guess, I don't know. I could be jumping the gun here, but Beth twice now hit on Portia. In a very strange way, and like there's going like swiping her hand down
Like a
her
credit
butt crack,
card.
like a
Her
credit
butt
card.
And we see a shot of it.
We see a shot of it, yeah, and it's a little.
Is it uncomfortable?
Sexual harassment.
Sexual
but- and
harassment
she's
in the work field is
she
wrong.
didn't even notice. She was just.
Well, technically, Carol smacked that guy on the butt last week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
going around smacking everyone's butt.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's
that was being. Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
the writers
it's
got
yeah.
some.
so technically,
The
you
writers
know.
definitely
have
have
a-
this
It's
on their-
mom.
Writers have a dark mind. Let me
We
tell
see
you.
you.
They had this line in it. I didn't get the character. The character doesn't have a name. But when they brought out the wine, this guy was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just as happy as when I was taken off of the liver transplant list."
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you trying to portray here? Like, you're bringing a boatload of wine and you're gonna go drink when you're not supposed to be?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, some of those jokes, I feel like they're just
They don't
so
hit home. They don't hit
rapid
home.
too. We're missing some of them. So I'm like,
yeah.
no.
Yeah. So you think there's an overload of jokes?
Absolutely.
Sometimes
Yeah.
there's good and bad. I think there's
Yeah.
more good than there's it's a new show, all new
Yeah.
actors. I know whenever you're on a new show, you have new production, you have new PAs, you have new everything, and everyone's trying to work together and trying to figure out the rhythm and everything. So
Right.
these actors, these writers, the directors,
The
they're all-
fans.
the fans, yeah, we're all just trying to figure out the rhythm.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
we
sure
get-
we'll get it.
We get another Carol song, right?
Oh yes, I
What-
think this is an awesome thing. We get 2 Carol songs.
Really?
There's 2.
Wait,
There was one
no.
in one episode, and then there was
one?
the one with Trip. There's
The Mission Impossible one.
There was Mission
Can you
Impossible.
sing
And
it?
then
Can
I
any of you
cannot.
sing
No,
it?
I
And then
forgot.
there's no, but in that same one, there's the nacho one where
Yeah,
she's making nachos.
That was the Trip episode, and
Yeah.
then in the next episode there was
And then
I
this
thought
one.
yeah there was a
So
song.
there's 3 songs.
3 Carol songs. I
Yes.
love the little theme of Carol
I
singing
want them.
along.
I want them every episode.
What would we do without Carol? What would we do?
I look to Carol for some great
without
advice.
Carol.
The mother of The Office.
Okay,
Right.
so, well, with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into some predictions then. So we're
okay.
talking about Carol, we're talking about Chuck.
And
What do you guys
now,
predict?
For AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So, Miss Melody, let's start with you.
Let's see. Well, I think we all have realized by now that this is not a show that we need to watch every episode. And, it's one of
It's a
those shows
crunch
we
show,
can we can just jump into it. So it's like random stuff. So that being said, let's see. I think we're gonna see Dave finally. I think Dave will finally have an episode.
He's gonna have to come.
They're
and make an
slowly
episode.
bringing him in, just
Yeah.
little
He's
by
gonna
little.
be like, "Woman, come home and make my dinner." Something.
He's gonna be
You know
sick of
what?
this shit.
I'm gonna have to say and disagree with you.
Oh.
I think if the writers were smart, which they are, very smart, I think maybe they will kill him off.
What? No.
You want him to die?
I don't want
That's
him to die.
very dark comedy.
I do not want him to die, but we are seeing that this is there's some dark humor in this show, and
Yeah.
I think maybe they will kill him off. That will leave room for Katie and Carol to get together closer, and maybe for Carol to, explore somebody else.
So how do you predict him be? I want to go back to this killing.
I think
how
it's
do you
gonna be
predict him
something-
being
I
killed?
think it's gonna be something ridiculous, like
a freak
maybe
accident?
like the bear will come back and he'll like them all.
He'll eat 'em alive.
Yeah. Or he'll like another snow. I think because what we're finding now is that they're taking things from earlier episodes and kind of bringing it back, and they're hoping for people to see these little Easter eggs and remember them. I think maybe we'll have another snowstorm and he froze to death out in the out in the snowstorm, trying to bring home some milk or something. Or the bear,
Or maybe he's at home trying to cook himself some dinner. He chokes on a pork chop,
or maybe
something.
maybe the bike that Katie had when she was little comes back to life and attacks him.
Oh,
That would be a
Dun,
scary
dun,
horror
dun.
movie.
or
That's just out there in left field.
or going back to the bike. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or he has no way to get to the store, so he takes the bike. He misses the stop sign.
And he gets run over.
It falls off and breaks his neck.
Or maybe he just breaks his hip and lays in the street for a little while, and because nobody ever notices him, he just lays
Gets
there and
run over.
dies. Okay, this is getting really dark. We should stop.
Sorry,
really
guys.
We hope Dave doesn't die.
No.
We like you, Dave. We really
like
do.
you.
We
You're
really
very
like
funny.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Oh wow. Okay, I guess it's my turn, right?
Yeah, please.
Wow. You know what? Honestly, I just want Katie to grow the hell up. I just want her to grow up. I want her to be an adult. I want her to stop being a big baby. And I just want her to take herself seriously so that in turn, other people can take her seriously.
We get it. You don't like working with your mom. Come on. That's the whole premise of the show. Move on.
We get it.
Let's do
She
something.
complains about it every single time and nothing changes.
But it's the plot of the show. It's the plot of
Right.
every episode,
right,
you know.
right.
So,
And it's her fault.
Yeah.
It's her fault that her mom is interning there with her.
It's actually Days of Our Lives' fault.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, let's
I'm
talk
sorry.
about that. Let's talk about
That was funny how how did they introduce it? They introduced it first with Carol, right? Saying, oh no, they introduced it by breaking the fourth wall. Carol was like, oh, it's not like I watch Days of Our Lives, and so and so becomes an intern at her daughter's work.
Right.
They totally just described the show. I'm sorry, that's a little like.
And they kept going back to it, and it was.
Was that actual footage from Days of Our Lives?
No,
or
was
was that the same woman? I don't watch Days of Our Lives.
Me neither, but I
You
know
think I
that
sit
it
at
wasn't
home?
because they were like ripping masks
Oh,
off.
yeah,
I was
the
like,
woman.
This is stupid.
But this is really.
But that's kind of how those shows go, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
over the top.
So dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So dramatic.
So.
Oh, and Chuck referenced it too.
Chucked it when.
So Chuck went into he did the fireworks,
Right.
and then they flashed to the show, and they
Yes.
said the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny.
So we got all that, and then the advice we got from Portia to Katie about the boyfriend was from Days of Our Lives, and Portia having the affair was from Days. So it was just like, okay.
So what we need all of our super fans out there to do is we need you to put in a little work. Like any great news producer or broadcaster or journalist would, we need you to go and find out why they're putting all these Days of Our Lives clues and innuendos into the show.
I'm sure
right?
someone's a huge fan.
She's got to
Someone's
be.
gotta be a
She's
huge
got to
fan.
be. And if
Yeah.
you guys find out what it is, let us know, tweet us, tag us, or even
Anything.
join us next week on our live chat and put it in the live chat. We'd love to know. So any other things that you guys like to know about the next episode?
I just want to know what Carol's going to sing about next episode, because I just think it's going to be an ongoing thing, and I am so here for it, Carol.
I would buy a CD if they actually put all of Carol's songs on.
that would be a pretty awesome
She
CD.
makes her own little theme songs.
I
and
would
they're,
listen.
They're
I would
awesome.
listen.
I'm going to learn the next one, okay, guys?
Okay.
I'm
Oh.
going to learn
Okay,
it.
do you hear this, Zach? So that means
I'm gonna make you sing it.
that next week Melody Rose,
Melody Rose
the
will
Melody
sing.
Rose, will be singing live on Great News.
Give me
She'll be
some-
performing live. So does that mean we have to put together like a dance in the background while
Probably.
she
Yeah, we
sings?
could get a little support going on for her.
Yeah, since we are her co-host,
Yeah,
we gotta support.
Why not?
All right, are you ready for this, Melody?
I'm ready. So,
All right,
Carol,
guys.
give me something to work
Give her
with.
something to work with,
Yes.
Carol. All right, so we've done predictions. We've gone through War is Hell and Snomageddon of the Century.
Funny
Anything?
episodes.
Yeah.
Funny episodes.
It's definitely building up. I was a little worried in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I think with comedy, we need time to develop the storylines. We cannot
Develop
judge
the
them
characters,
off
too,
the,
yeah.
the pilot. There's just no way. So
This is
it's
true.
So yeah, let it play out, and this is what we get some funny stuff.
Yeah, we're getting some funny stuff. Anything going on with you two? What's going on with you outside of any other AfterBuzz shows you're a part of, or any projects you're working on? You want the people to check out?
Yeah, I'm on the AfterBuzz show Genius. We air and go live on Thursdays at 2 p.m. So come out and check us out. It's a great show on Nat Geo if you haven't seen it yet. It's all about Albert Einstein.
Yes.
His life.
Marty
and
Pants.
Elizabeth is on the show with you.
She is, yes. Elizabeth is one of your co-hosts. She's
She
amazing.
is. She's
Were
phenomenal.
you there for when she did the big reveal?
I was there.
Oh, that was amazing.
Wow.
Girl power.
Oh,
Yes.
I saw that. You
That
told me
was
about that. I
awesome.
didn't see that. That was
Why don't you
awesome.
tell
Girl
our
boss.
viewers about it real quick?
Well, Elizabeth is one of the co-hosts on Girl Boss, which actually goes live every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Nice little
And we have this thing called the Girl Boss Mantra, where she came on to the show and she said that she was her own girl boss and that she did not like how there's so much ageism in media and how they try to make you feel like you're too young or you're too old. And she said she was sick of it. And she had been hiding all of this beautiful salt and pepper hair underneath this brown wig for so long. And she said she was sick of it, and she took it off live on air. And she unleashed this mane of beautiful hair, and it was just
awesome.
phenomenal.
It was,
Yes.
she was herself.
It was
power.
everything.
It was awesome. Yeah.
How about you, Miss Melody?
I
What you got?
mean, I'm just living. No.
I love that. Living, huh?
I'm just getting started here at AfterBuzz. Totally want to get on another show. I kind of want to do reality TV. some drama.
Okay.
I'm here for it. So just look out for me. I'm definitely gonna be on something else real soon.
All right. Any projects going on in your personal
Working
time?
on my acting.
Yes,
So
darling.
follow me and you will be posted on all of it.
I love it. I love it. Yes, guys. And I am on a few AfterBuzz shows. I don't know how exactly I'm still sane after everything that I'm doing here. But we just ended Gorilla on Sunday nights. If you didn't know, Gorilla is about the Black Panther movement in the 1970s in London. We just had our season finale on Sunday night. So hopefully Showtime will bring it back. Also on Tuesdays, I'm here literally all day long. I am the lead host for Girl Boss. Like I said, that premieres at that comes on at 5 p.m. Prison Break, which is another great show. We just had the executive producer live in studio with us today, which comes on live at 7 p.m. And then, of course, Great News at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, guys.
Yeah.
So that's all that's really going on with me. I'm going to be jumping into a little bit acting soon.
Nice.
Just booked a lead for Indy,
Yes,
a film called
congrats.
Orphan. So you guys can stay
Congratulations.
tuned with all of that great stuff. But in the meantime, we really want all of our watchers and our viewers to stay tuned to all the great news that we're going to provide to you each and every week. But in the meantime, we want you to keep up with us and follow us on our journeys. And you can do that with me, Miss Candi Marie, on Instagram at Miss Candi Marie and on Twitter at Sweet Kendor TV.
And again, I'm Melody, and you can find me at Melody_Rose on Instagram and Twitter.
And again, I am Zach Silverman. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Zach with the CH Silverman 2. And I also have a website, thezachsilverman.com.
Yes! And you can check us out every single week right here on Great News at AfterBuzz TV on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.